So having said that, I do believe that some, no, certainly not all, there are a lot of people who are very materialistic, mechanistic, and who do not fall for any of this occult claptrap, as they would say, and do not fall for any of this idea of following so-called Lucifer or Satan or any other evil, quote-unquote, beings. But there are some within these elite groups who do believe that they are in touch with entities. And I believe they are in touch with entities because I do believe that there are entities of one kind or another that occupy either extra-dimensional areas that are on a different frequency with us, that may occupy the exact same space as I'm sitting in right now, but be totally imperceptible to any means that we would throw at it to try to perceive it, including all of our five senses, of course. If you look into Jacques Vallée, the UFO investigator, if you look into John Keel and his investigations into the Mothman phenomenon in West Virginia, you will have an idea of what I believe as far as manifestations from this extra-dimensional reality are. And that is that there is something there. And whether it is a personal being or entities, or whether it is an impersonal force that certain people perceive as having an individual consciousness, is really beside the point. The main point is that I believe that there are certain people who practice this form of magic which is designed to tap into this ultra-dimensional, extraterrestrial, whatever you want to call it, force or entity or whatever. Now, as for what that thing's ultimate goal is, I don't know, but I think it's highly dangerous to go there, because ultimately you're dealing with something that is so vastly apart from what we are that even if it says it's going to do something good for you, the chances are that whatever its motives are going to be so far beyond our own. This is the same reason why I think it's foolish for people to sit. Now, before you harp about your own religious perspectives, I absolutely and 100% say that you can believe whatever you want, and you may be 100% correct. I'm not going to ever refute anybody's faith, anybody's belief. If you want to believe in any kind of God, entity, spirit, whatever your belief is, more power to you. But personally, I believe it's foolish for people to think that some spiritual entity that you would call God, who would be so far removed from humanity in his essence and being, that would give one shit what we think, do, or believe, or would in any way, shape, or form give any credence to our worshiping it. What possible purpose would that serve to some entity who is so far beyond our understanding that we can't even form the very basic fundamentals of understanding what it is? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I just wanted to start this expose by saying that I believe that there are certain groups, there are certain individuals within the elite groups that are running this world that are in touch with entities or forces that are outside our normal everyday experience in some fashion or another. Those forces or entities have their own purposes in mind. And while these humans who interact with them feel that they are gaining some measure of power, which they probably are in the form of magic, an ability to change the circumstances surrounding their lives, to alter reality, if you will, to a certain extent, it is only through the fundamental underlying goal of these entities that they allow it to happen. So, having said that, the very first thing, not all elites are into this. Some are. Those who are Some are fellow travelers, and of those an even smaller number are true occultists, and of those an even smaller number are those who are able to tap into this alternative power source. And those are the ones who are the most dangerous, because they potentially bring onto mankind some force, power, entity, whatever you want to call it, which could be eventually very inimical to humanity. And that is why they are particularly dangerous. So, part one, we do have an occult situation. We do have an occult underpinning to the elites and their control plan for the world. And in part two, I'll discuss a little bit more about what that means, and more about the actual control program and what I believe it means, and what the ultimate purposes are. Thank you. Good day.